Hey, I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast tonight. My name is Jeff Evers. I'm the CEO of iClub Biz. I want to cover real quick tonight a little bit of the overview about the iClub Biz opportunity. And again, I want to welcome everybody who's on the broadcast with us. Now, if you are a guest, make sure you get back with the person who referred you to this broadcast so you can get your questions answered. And then for those of you who are part of the iCB team, we are really excited and glad to have you partnered with us. Just a real quick background about iClub Biz and how it came about and where we're going in the future. We're just a group of individuals who just decided several years ago, many of us, and I see just joined us online as well. And I was on the phone this afternoon with Ron. I was talking with Carolyn yesterday and Susan a couple of days before that. So we just got a lot of great leaders who've all been in this industry for many, many years, made a lot of money. And what we decided to do is we decided to put our own company together, and we're just a group of individuals who all cooperate together to create income through buying power. And so we're not an atypical company where we're actually got a specific product that we're promoting and selling. But in contrast, we're just going to build this huge organization. The bigger the team gets, the more vendors, the more, formulators, the more fabricators we're going to be able to contract with, the better deals we're going to get. We're just building this huge team. And now what I'm going to cover tonight, I'm going to cover the three key components of building a successful home-based business. And actually, as I was talking with Ron this afternoon, many people struggle in this industry because they don't understand that there are three components. Most people think there are only two components. They think it's the company, the entity that produces the product. Then they think the individual. But there are three key components. It's not only you, the individual, who has the motivation, and you're the catalyst, and you're the one that creates the business. And not only is it the company who has the comp plan, but you also need a system. You need a system that will do the teaching for you, a system that will work without you. Otherwise, you'll be the source of magic. You'll be the source of motivation, the source of inspiration, and you'll never ever build something bigger than you. And you know what? Nobody's consistent. I'm not consistent. No one's consistent. So if you don't have a system, it seems like it always falls apart. I had a good friend of mine from out on the East Coast, and he made well over $100,000 a year, for several years within this industry. Then it all fell apart. And then he had, then a couple of years later, he built another organization, built it up where he made, bigger income, and it fell apart. And so I asked him, I said, well, let me ask you, so what system do you plug your people into? And he didn't have a system. He basically was the system. Well, and the reason his organization fell apart is, number one, you'll never become bigger than the source you're plugged into. Number two, if you are the system, it's your personality that is listening to, and you can't relate to everybody, so you don't really have what's called mass appeal. And so what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about the three key components. We're going to talk about you, we're going to talk about the company, and we're going to talk about the system. Now, before I get going, I want to do the old disclaimer that, I'll let you know that I'm not making any income guarantees. This is merely an example of income comp plan. Your success will be dependent upon what you do. And there also is no purchase requirement to become part of iCB. You can actually make this business work without buying a product, but in that same, attitude, I want you to know if you're not willing to buy products, that your chances of success will be slim to none. So even though you don't have to buy anything, but it's like I tell people, if you're not willing to pull the trigger and buy some products, well, what makes you think that you're going to be able to influence anybody, lead anybody, because you're not a product of the product. So let's get right into the nuts and bolts of it. Let's get into the three key components. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the type of people you're looking for. I see many people waste a lot of time in this industry trying to convince somebody to be something they're not. And it's kind of cool. Once you understand how everything works together, how the three components all work together, you'll realize the system's job provide for you qualified candidates. And I think what happens with a lot of us, we spend too much time talking to prospects. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to waste our most precious commodity, which is our time, by talking to a prospect. What we want to do is we want to spend our time partnering with people. We want to spend our time helping people. This industry is made up of people helping people. This is not an industry of socialism. This is an industry of entrepreneurship. It's an industry of helping people help themselves. And so, what the first thing you have to realize is, if a have something in their heart that they want that they can't get doing what they're doing, you really don't have a candidate for your business. Rather than look at this as a selling business, rather than look at you're out trying to sell people to get into something, why don't you look at this as you're interviewing people to see if they're what you're looking for to become a board of your business. And so the first thing that you need to realize is that, hey, I'm looking for someone who has a dream and a heart that they can't get doing what they're doing. The second thing is, let's make sure that they've got a willingness to do more than they're doing. If someone has a dream and a heart, but they're not willing to do any more than they're doing, if they say, hey, listen, I'm already swamped with time, I don't have any, I don't have any extra time, so I can't put in anything. Well, guess what? That's not a person that's probably worthy of your time. So don't waste your time on trying to convince somebody that they need to put in time if they're not willing to. And then the third thing is they got to be teachable. There are a whole lot of legends out there. I call them legends in their own mind. Okay, they're not willing to learn anymore. In fact, as I tell people, it's what you learn after you know it all that really counts. And so what happens is, many of us we go out there, maybe we try to find this person who can get us rich, and that's probably one of the negatives about this industry. Is thinking that they're going to find somebody that's going to get them rich. And so what they do is they try to sell them on getting in, because if they get in and they build it, then you make a lot of money. What I like to look at is, hey, listen, I'm building a team, I'm building an organization, I'm building a group of individuals who are going to partner with me, and once they get in, I'm going to commit to them. I'm going to commit my time, my money, my resources, and my expertise to help them. So the first step is make sure you're looking for the right people. Well, the second key component after you understand what you're looking for is the system, because the system will teach you and your people the what to do, the how to do, and the why to do. System will also create an atmosphere that people can plug into, and you'll find out something, that your success in this industry is based upon what you do, which is an action. And that action fundamentally is based upon an attitude, and that attitude is based upon an atmosphere. The system will create the atmosphere, which will create the attitude, create the action, which will cause your organization to grow. And so you need to plug into a system. And it doesn't matter what system you plug into. Your upline has a system. Plug into that system. And again, my background is, I spent 30 years in an organization. We made 7 figures and made money. In fact, as I was telling, Ron this afternoon, that what made our business work is we never even talked about the products that we marketed. The products that we marketed, they were a necessary component to make our model work, but the catalyst that made this work is that people wanted to have their dreams. People were looking for a vehicle to get their dreams, so they plugged into our system, and our system helped them think about their attitude, their self-image, and their belief. I mean, when you really think about this, here's what the system does. The system will teach people how to think bigger. The system will teach you how to believe you can who you need to become so you can get your dreams. The system will create that atmosphere that then will affect your attitude, that then will create the action that will cause your business to grow. And so one of the reasons we were able to make 7 figures was because it had nothing to do with the products, even though, in fact, I told guys, several months ago that I probably sold more vacuum cleaners than any Kirby distributor that you can think of, because we had vacuum cleaners in the company I was with, but I never ever once taught anybody how to sell a vacuum cleaner. What I just told them, hey, you want a new house? You got to buy stuff. Here, one of our products that we got is a cleaner, and people bought the vacuum cleaner. You'll find out people will get excited about the products once they have a dream in a heart that they can't get. So as you get back to our simple model, you just think about this. Look for someone that has a dream in a heart that they can't get doing what they're doing, who's willing to do more than what they're doing now to get it, and who is teachable. You plug them into your system. Will start teaching them the attitudes. They'll start teaching them the self-image and the beliefs and the foundation to build themselves to who they need to become. And then once they become the person they need to become, then they'll manifest the physical equivalence of their dreams. And so really, once you get this down, you start to realize that the only thing the company really does, the company just basically creates the products that are high demand, high impact that people buy. And you make the money off the products. So when you start plugging people into your system, no matter what system you pick, in fact, I had a phone call from Don Fala, who's no matter what system you use, if you use the Don Fala system, that's an awesome system. In fact, when Don and I was talking, it's like people that use his system will start to build an organization that's cohesive. It will start to build an organization that will grow. Tonight at 9:00, I got a phone call with another guy who has a system, and I've known Oren from my background in my other company, and he's built 50, 60, 70,000 people in his teams. These are systems that people have created. It doesn't make a difference what system you pick. The system will teach them the attitudes, the principles, and the self-concepts of an entrepreneur. Something else that you'll find out the system will do, and because of technology, the system will also teach you and your people how to generate traffic. And traffic is the key to any business. And here's what I love about network marketing today. Back in the 80s, when I literally exploded my business and created 10 years of excess of $100,000 a year worth of income, and it was basically on autopilot, just month after month after month, our business was growing. The means to generate traffic was me getting on the phone, taking someone's list and calling their list. I had to do all the work, okay? Or I had to go and get the new people that got involved with us in our business and go pass out advertising packages. And so the mechanism that we used back in the 80s to generate the traffic was cumbersome. It was I call it socially, it just wasn't normal, but we had to do it, so we did it. Today we don't have to do that. Today you can generate traffic. You can identify. You can sift, sort, and basically sell online. You can generate traffic that turns into leads, that turns into buyers. And the first time you get on the phone and talk with somebody, they're already a buyer. In fact, as I was talking with Ron this afternoon, I said, think how cool this is. Because of technology, I don't have to pick up the phone and call a lead. I don't have to. You know when I pick up the phone? I pick up the phone and call somebody who's already bought, who's already jumped in and made a purchase. So I'm not calling up trying to convince them to buy. They've already bought. I just want to call up. I want to connect with them. I want to find out what their dreams are. I want to find out what their motivation is. I want to find out what their willingness is. I want to find out if they're teachable. And if they are, then what do? I plug them into the system so they can start developing the principles and the attitudes and the beliefs of a person who can get their dreams. And then I teach them how to use technology to generate the traffic that will turn into leads, that will turn into buyers. And guess what? The only people have to talk to are buyers, and they don't have to contact their warm market. They don't have to contact their friends or relatives or the people they work with. They can do all this through digital traffic that can be generated. And again, why am I covering it like this? Because I want you to realize that the system is the key to your success. Okay? If you are the system, okay, then you are the key to your success. If your system is you pick up the phone, you call everybody, you answer all the questions, you're the shell answer man, yes, then you are the key to your success. And guess what? Without you, if you are the system, then without you, you have no business. And all I'm trying to help you really understand is that if you have a system that is bigger than you, if you have a system that can grow without you, if you have a system that's already in place, in fact, I've plugged into a lot of training systems. I've interviewed a lot of training companies that are out there. I support them all. iClub Biz, every training company you can think of. I was on a training call last night, and I tell you what, I was so fired. I told my wife, Linda, I said, I felt like I was back in 25, because when the guy got done doing the 45-minute little, training call that he put on, I was so fired up. I felt I could walk on glass, because this guy transferred the feeling, he transferred the vision and the mission to the people. That's what systems will do. And here's what's cool about it. If you plug into a system that's bigger than you, you don't have to be the magic. Okay? The system is the magic. All you're really doing is, again, the slide guys, really look at this. All you're doing is you're putting traffic in at the top. The system is kind of like in fact, is back in the 80s, a buddy of mine made a tape, and it was called the DD machine. Okay, and he said, if you want to make, and again, this is back when I was in Amway. He said, if you guys want to make a lot of money in Amway, he says, what you got to do is you got to learn how to put people in the system, let the system build them, let the system teach them, let the system work them. He said, you just put them in, and what pops out the bottom will be directs. He said, he called it the DD machine. You just put people in, and our system back in the Amway days was, hey, get them listening to tapes, get them going to the weekly opens, get them going to the monthly seminars, get them plugged into that system, and all the bottom will pop directs. Well, guys, here's all I did. I just followed exactly what Dan said on that tape, and in 11 months, I broke 23 directs. Okay, our system is exactly the same thing. Do is get traffic into this funnel. Get traffic into the funnel. Let the funnel take care of itself. The funnel will sift, sort, and sell. It will get people opted in and purchasing the $6 opt-in program, the offer. Then that $6 offer will automatically lead them to a $65 starter pack. And that $65 starter pack will lead them to set up a $25 monthly. All you have to do is send traffic. Just basically send traffic to the system, and the system will generate your business for you. So once you understand the system is the key, the only thing the company does, guys, is very simply this. And people say, well, gosh, it doesn't seem like you're putting so much value in the company. And you know what? I'm the CEO of iClub Biz. I've got almost $1 million invested in iClub Biz. Do I love iClub Biz? Do I feel great about it? Do I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best companies out there? Absolutely. But I want you to know you are more important than the company. I want you to know the system is more important than the company. The company's purpose is to provide for you high demand, high impact products that people can afford, and a comp plan that pays you right, that pays you properly. That's what iClub Biz does. That's all we do. We have the high demand, high impact products. And here's what's really cool. Once you understand how to plug people into this system, how to just put them into the funnel, put them in the funnel. Put them in the funnel. The people who have a dream and a heart, the people who got something they want that they can't get doing what they're doing, the people who want to build a dynasty, all of a sudden, you know what they'll figure out? They'll figure out that they have to buy some products, and then they'll take the time to go through the process. You don't have to spend 14 hours trying to explain to them how great our Aqualight product is. It is awesome. You know what? I was on the phone with Ron for about a half hour this afternoon. I have not spent 5 minutes, the fact is I haven't spent 60 seconds ever telling him how good the Aqualight product is, but he was selling me on how good the Aqualight product was. Why did he do that? Because he's got a dream in his heart that he can't get doing what he's doing. He's willing to become who he needs to become. He's willing, he's willing to be teachable. He knows he has to buy some products, so he took the time. He went through the 45-minute presentation on the Aqualight product, sold himself. You see, if you really understand what we do in building an end-user link system and building an iClub Biz business, we're not selling. What we're doing is we're interviewing people to find the people we're looking for, plugging them into a system, and then telling them, hey, you need to buy $25 a month worth of stuff. Go to the website, pick products that you like. Those people will spend the time going through the products. They will figure out how awesome Ionite is. They'll understand how great our travel club is. They'll see how cool. In fact, as I just had a guy, Larry, just shot me an email. He says, Jeff, I've been looking at a lot of different, digital products out there you guys have put together with iCB, with the webinar system and the capture pages. I mean, for $25, man, this is awesome. I'm excited. And so, I didn't have to spend time with Larry. He did it himself. You know what? And again, people will go off and look at this. Look at the FBS product. Okay, I mean, they will take the time. They'll go. People research this and say, man, this is an awesome product. So they'll go off and look at the Magic Facelift Mask. They'll say, this is an awesome product. They will take the time to figure out the products that they like. All you and I have to do, we just have to figure out how to get people to our funnel. That's all we have to do. Get them to the funnel. Get them to let the funnel basically sift, sort, and sell them. And when they say, man, okay, I like this, I want to do this, and what do? Basically, they opt in. Take this for a test drive for $6. And what do they get for the $6? First of all, for the $6, they get a personal consultation with one of our builders. And again, I cannot emphasize how important this is. When someone purchases that $6 opt-in, okay, the builder calls them up and says, hey, Robert, glad to have you on board. Glad to have you part of the team. I'm Jeff. I'm your upline builder. Just want to welcome you on board. Just want to find out anything I can do to help you, or maybe you can tell me, why did you join? Why did you pull the trigger for $6? Are you looking to make a lot of money, or are you just kind of poking this with a stick, or where are you at on this? I'm going to find out what kind of dreams Robert has. I'm going to find out if Robert is just here just to see if this might be something he wants to do, or maybe Robert's got a dream in his heart that he can't get doing what he's doing. Maybe he's sick and having the rug pulled out from under him. Maybe he's sick and tired of having the boss come up and say, we don't need you, but we'll keep you, and you feel inferior. So maybe he's, I'm just sick and tired of living this way, and I would skin dive for Roto-Rooter if I get my dream. I'm motivated about making some money. Well, if that's who Robert is, I say, well, Robert, let me ask you a question. If I can help you, since they can have your dreams come true, would you be willing to take some direction and some guidance? And if he says, yeah, then I will direct him how to plug into the system. And why will I direct him how to plug into the system? Not because I don't know how to teach him, but I want the system to teach him, because I might have the skill set where I can do this. But I have the skill set where he thinks he can do this, then he can't do this because he doesn't think he can do it. But if I say, hey, Robert, plug into the system will teach you the principles, the attitudes, and the beliefs of building a successful business. All of a sudden, Robert's thinking, hey, listen, the tools are what's making this work. And if Jeff is just using tools, I can use these tools. I can do this. I hope you start to understand how come the system is so important. Because all of a sudden what happens is, I just sat down with Robert and I found out what Robert's dream is. I told him to plug into the system. Robert starts to believe he can do it. Then the second thing I'll say, now, Robert, we probably need to activate your position. Okay, when you purchase that $6 opt-in travel club, which basically we give you a $75 travel club for $6, that is an awesome deal. Okay, did you watch that next video that was on the next page? And if he says no, so I'm going to send you a link. You need to rewatch that video, and then as fast as you can, you need to go ahead and purchase a starter pack. You need to go ahead and get yourself, at the worst case scenario, and purchase the maintenance pack, but if you buy it as a starter pack, instead of paying $75, you get it for $65, so it saves you $10, gives you an opportunity to really experience our products, which you have to do anyways. Or if you can afford it, I would go ahead and purchase the health pack for $175. That saves you $60. You get 2 Aqualite, 2 Ionite, you get the FBS. But if you can't afford that, at least pull the trigger and set up your, and purchase your maintenance pack for $65, but make sure you also activate your $25 monthly authorship. Now, when do I tell him that? After he's already spent $6. I'm not calling up a prospect. I'm not calling up a business opportunity lead in doing this. I'm calling up a business opportunity buyer in doing this. So when I'm done with Robert, if Robert says, yeah, I got this dream in my heart I can't get, I'm willing to do more than I'm doing. Yeah, I'm willing to be coachable. Well, I'm going to tell him, here's what you need to do. Robert, can you handle the $175 starter pack and a $25 monthly? No, not really, Jeff. No problem. What do you feel comfortable? Can you handle 65? Well, not really. Well, can you handle 25? And let me tell you something. If a guy cannot handle 25, I'm going to go back to that person's dream. Because if his dream is not worth $25 a month, then you know what? Then his dream is the problem. It's not the products. That live position. I hope you can see how simple this is. The only people you're ever going to talk to are people who've already pulled the trigger and spent $6. And by the way, one of the things, if you have not watched that video that's on the landing page after somebody opts in for the $6, that explains to them why they need to activate that position as fast as they can, because as an IBO, as an active member, you'll make $3 fast start commission on every $6 offer that is purchased by people you refer. And if you refer someone who refers somebody and the person you referred isn't active, you get the $3 on those referrals too. That $3 fast start is compressed up. And guess what? That $20 paid out on the $65 fast start, well, if the person you brought in isn't active, that's compressed up to you too. So the goal is to get you coming in for $6 and then get you upgrading, buying the $65 Fast Start products up a $25 monthly purchase. That puts $23 in your pocket. Now, here's what I recommend you do. If you call tonight and you are a prospect, you're an individual looking at this, you don't know, you're saying, I'm looking for a way to make some money. I want to be real frank with you, okay? Do you have a dream in your heart that you can't get doing what you're doing, number one? Number two, are you willing to do more than what you're doing right now to get it? And number three, coachable. Are you the type of person who knows it all and who's not really interested in learning anymore? Or do you just are you just interested in reinforcing the present environment you're in? Or are you coachable? And if you're coachable, then I'm going to recommend go ahead and hit the slider button at the bottom, open up the bottom page and hit that iCB logo. That's going to take you to the basically the join page where you can spend $6 and go ahead and get a spot. And then as soon as you spend the $6, it's going to take you to the next video. It's going to give you an opportunity to activate your position. And then as soon as you get in, as soon as you go ahead and hit that button, you'll be getting a from one of our builders within 24 to 48 hours. And what we'll do is we'll strategize with you. We'll partner with you. We'll take our time, our money, our resources, and our expertise, and we'll help you build this business so you can get your dreams. It's just that simple. And guys, I appreciate everybody on the call tonight. I am going to go ahead and close the recording down now.